Hey everybody out there on Twitchland, this is Doc once again with the GamerSeuss channel, and we're getting ready to do some Fractured Online. Yes, that's right, Fractured Online has finally released. It is not in alpha, it's not in beta, it's not in early access, it is a released game. Now that doesn't mean that they're done working on the game, but it has been released, and I thought today we'd go through creating a character and walking through the tutorial island to get you started on Fractured, just to get you some tips and tricks just to get you started in the game. And that's what we're going to do. Now remember, all of my videos are dedicated to Extra Life, which is part of the Children's Miracle Network. It helps kids with long-term hospitalized conditions like end-stage renal disease, cancer, muscular dystrophy, things like that. And it does all kinds of good work for them. And 100% of all the funds goes towards the kids. And I actually, my campaign gets to determine which hospital my funds go to. So that's what we do here. And 50% of everything I make off the top goes directly to Extra Life, and everything else just goes to maintaining equipment, registration, everything. I don't make any money on my stream, just to let you guys know that's how it works. Now, we're going to get started over here. I'm going to switch over to Fractured. Now, I started a minute ago and it didn't want to, and Fractured locked up on me. So it is still relatively new out, so there are still some issues with the game. So let's see what comes of this. If it comes up and everything, because we need to create a new character. So first off, let's go into Create New. All right, now right at the bat you can see there's the humans, the beast folk, and the demons. The wild folk and the demons are all available now to play. In previous iterations of the game, the demons were not available, and we did not get the wild folk until late beta. A new change in the game, though, is after you get out of the tutorial island, you can start any of your characters on any of the two worlds right now. So you could start on either the world of Arborea or the Wild Folk world, or the world of Syndesia, the human world, no matter what character you're playing. So you can play a demon, you can play a human, or you can play a Wild Folk in any of those areas. I'm going to go ahead and play a Wild Folk this time around, just to kind of show you. So I'm going to pick Wild Folk, go next. Now I get the basic Wild Folk, and it's picking the human subset of Wild Folk. But I'm going to go with the Deer Man, because Deer Man's got a higher intelligence, which is going to help with spellcasting. Actually, let me see here. He gets 2,500 base health. He gets 1,250 base mana. And he gets a 100 kilogram base carry weight. Plus 2 dex, perception, charisma, plus 4 intelligence, plus 100 poison resistance, plus 100 detection. That's on him. Now let's look at the Catman. Catman actually gets a plus 4 to dex, plus 2 to strength, con, and perception, plus 100% poison resistance, and plus 100 to stealth. You know, in actuality, I think we're going to make a Catman this time. And I want to make mine probably leopard printed. So I'll do leopard print, and I like it in a redder tinge. So red tinge Catman. Next, now we get to pick our backgrounds. And the backgrounds are your gladiator, your ranger, your street rat, your druid, your pyromancer, and your battle mage. Now, I typically play battle mages or druids, but I think in this case I'm going to go for the ranger. So, because it starts with some of the ranger starting skills that I like, including double shot and volley, which are going to help, because I find the bow works really good if you're going to be a summoner, because there's now summons in the game, and that can be a really strong part of it. So we're going to go next. Now we got our attribute selection. Now I want my dexterity to be really good. So I'm going to down my strength a couple so that I can up my dexterity to 18. I'm going to probably drop and I'll keep everything else the same. That looks pretty good. Give the character a name. Now I'm gonna name him after one of our cats here, Vriska. Let's see if I can take that name. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of a runny nose here. I do apologize. Okay. Next. Okay. Now, we're going to pick Vriska as their character because the other one's already in the main game. We're going to go play, and it's going to take us to the tutorial island. Now, when you get started with the tutorial island, let's see, we're getting ready to have an ad start, so just give me a second. It's going to start in about 20 seconds. So let me wait for the island to load. Yes. Let's see here. So those of you that are paid members of Twitch, so that you don't got to go through ad breaks, just waiting for the ad break to be over with before I get going on any further details of the video, so that don't miss out on any part of the system here. Ad break will be on in about 35 seconds now. Once again, as a reminder, if you go to Extra Life, you can support Extra Life, which is for the Children's Miracle Network. You don't have to support through my campaign. You can support it however you like, but it does a lot of great work with kids, so I definitely recommend it for anybody. 100% of everything that I make that isn't used to maintain my equipment and stuff goes directly to Extra Life. So 50% right off the top, and then the other half is for like program registrations and to update equipment. And I actually pay a portion of that out of my pocket anyway. So, okay, the ad's over with. Okay, we're here in the tutorial zone. Now, as you can see on the side here, there are some tracked quests that get you started. A moment of peace is the first quest you got to go through. It says, rest at the bonfire of one of the encampments. And it starts you right next to the bonfire. So you see the gear symbol, just go over there, click on that, click on the rest symbol, and it allows you to create a preset for both your talents and your abilities. Now, if you look, okay, I'm going to do that again, but because the other thing it tells you to do in this is memorize an ability preset containing the Bear Companion, Double Shot, Volley, and Snare Trap. For this, I haven't started with the Ranger before, so I wasn't completely familiar which ones had. So we're going to go here, rest again, and we're going to create a new preset, and they're the first four here. So by clicking on them, I move them from over on this side to this side, and then of course if I hold down Control and pick one of them, I can make it the symbol, make it my new preset. This is going to be my Summoner build, so I'm going to call that Summoner, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on it and memorize it. So moment in peace is done. Now you get to put these in your quick bar. Now I like to put a couple of shots in my first two spots. So A and B will be shots, and then I'll put the trap on E and then the bear companion on R. And the bear companion is a summons. Now, if you go in here, you can view the details of the quest, and you see the one I've done, the moment of peace. I can now collect the rewards, which in this case is 100 knowledge point or 200 knowledge points. Yes, I want to claim the rewards. And it goes on to the next one, which is gather 6 plant fibers and then craft linen weave and craft linen bandages. This, if you've played before, this is usually the first quest you have anyway. You want to go to any plants to get plant fibers, but flax is the best. And just as a hint for those of you that are going into the main game, flax is not as common on either of the two primary worlds as it is in this tutorial zone. So, and unlike previous iterations, you get to take from the tutorial zone what you've gathered. It's not a default transfer when you're done. So, gather some extra flax while you're here if you can. I mean, you still have to worry about what all you can carry, but you know, because the flax is a little bit more common, it's a good idea to go ahead and gather some flax while you're here, just to maximize the effectiveness of your character. And you know, if you see white caps or anything, go ahead and pick it up just to get the knowledge on them, because everything you discover is a new bit of knowledge. I'm just going to grab a little bit more flax. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this character, but just in case, before I get rid of it, I will probably at least make sure the flax goes to good use. But I've got at least the 6 flax that's required. Now it wants me to craft linen weave. Now you can either go to the crafting station, or here's your default crafting menus that's crossed axe and hammer, or pickaxe and hammer. So click on that. Brings up your basic crafting and building menu. And here you see linen weave. You have to cook. You have to make at least 6 linen weaves. So we're going to go up to the thing and count up to 6. And hit craft to cover the quest. And then it tells you to craft linen bandages. Now off to the side there's several tabs. There's your basic material components, which in this case is rope and linen weave. Then you've got your armor tab, your weapons and equipment tab, your consumables, and your trinkets. So you're going to go down to consumables because you got to do linen bandages, the first one there. And we're going to go ahead and just say craft all, because you need to craft all to cover. That's why I only made 6 linen weave at that time, because I make 6 bandages, gets me through that quest. Then I can go in, check the details, pick that quest, and go ahead and grab the stuff for it. Now you can also tell it to hide anything you've already finished. Now you're at the best defense. The best defense, it wants you to craft a primitive bow. Now for the primitive bow, you're going to need a couple of things. So I'm going to grab a little bit extra plant fiber while I'm at it here. And I'm going to grab a couple of sticks off the tree. Normally there's 2 options on trees, but not in the tutorial zone. In the tutorial zone, you only have the option of gathering branches. Later on, once you get an axe, you can chop trees down to get logs, but you need a wagon or something to carry it. So anyway, let's go back to the crafting menu. And we're going to go to basic materials first. You get linen weave and rope. I'm going to show you here. It says to craft a bow. So let's go to weapons first. And primitive bow, it tells you need 2 rope and 3 of those branches. So I've got to create 2 ropes first. and then go here and grab the primitive bow and craft. And it tells you just to craft it, but you should go ahead and equip that too, which you can do that by clicking your inventory button, which is the backpack, and then right clicking the bow. It'll put it in your main inventory slot. You can alternatively hit the sword crossed shield icon and brings up your character, or hit C and you can drag the bow into one of your 3 equip slots, and then by tab you can tab through your different equip slots. You also have a shield slot over here, but you can't use a shield with a two-handed weapon like a bow. You also are wearing just basic ragged clothes. That's not going to help you a whole lot, but we're going to get that fixed later on. Now it tells you to gather raw animal hides, 20, gather raw wolf meat, and gather raw bear meat. You can also, before do that, you can go ahead and check the details. Okay, you have not finished a quest yet. Unclaimed quest. There we go. So we can go ahead and get the quest reward for the making of the bow. Now, when you go to your wait, I've got the bow now. So let's go out. I've got to pick up the flax whenever I see it. It refreshes pretty quick here in the tutorial zone. We're going to go out now. We're going to kill some stuff. Now, it's best to kill everything in the tutorial to 100% before you leave the tutorial zone. Also, gather everything you can, like Ammonite. Now, here's Amanita. And right click to grab everything. Right clicking is also how I'm doing my auto attack. Let's see. Grab mushrooms. As you can see, I just unlocked Bleeding Strike. I'm going to go ahead and summon my bear. Help me fight. I've set my bear to fight by hitting the 3 button. You got different commands for your pets on the number keys. Completed wolf, and when you complete wolf, you get the wolf companion as an extra summons. We still have to gather more bear meat though. So let's go find some more bears. There's another bear. Yeah, there's small stones while we're at it too. It's always a good idea to have small stones and sticks because you use those to make a campfire. I'll show you how to do that in a minute when we get to that part of the quest. Gathering some extra branches is always a good idea. So there should be another bear over here somewhere. They all respawn pretty quickly. This area, there we go. See, I've been knocked down. Now, it doesn't really matter in the tutorial zone if you get knocked down because you don't lose anything. I did pick up minor healing though. As my bear keeps fighting till he dies. You get back up in a few seconds. You can get knocked down several times. Now outside the tutorial zone, if you get knocked down, you lose some of your permanent health until you get to a town to till you get a town where you can sit. Because if you rest in a town or a fire in a house, then you can restore your lost health. Do we have enough bear meat yet? Nope. Still not quite enough. Okay, I'm now up to rank 3. Used to be no levels in the game, but there now are ranks, and they kind of determine how many talent points you can unlock. And it is a measure of your relative overall ability. Okay, looks like we got enough bear meat now. So go here, view that. Let's go to C. Don't have 20 raw animal. I must not have 20 raw animal hide yet. Now I've got the raw animal hide. Go on to the next quest. Let's go back to hiding the ones I finished. Next is Safe Haven. Now I finished bear and I finished wolf. Also probably want to fish the Black Widow spiderlings too before I leave the area. Let's see. Safe Haven. It now wants you to reach the village. Is the next. You can see I usually let my bear do most of my fighting. Now if you hit him, you can get a map. You see where you're starting. I'm starting right here. It's kind of hard to see. And there's the village with the town portal and the Stargate that you got to go to get off the tutorial island. So we want to follow this path to get to the village is the next part of the quest. And we don't have any kind of mounts or anything. We're not going to go through it this time, but as you're doing these quests, you definitely want to finish Black Widows, the wolves, and the bears before you move on in order to do better later on, because those are your tutorial versions of them, and then you can finish them in the mainland. Let's see where I'm at now. Almost there. Excuse me a second. Now in this game, unlike other games, you don't use WASD movement here. You actually click to move. Right here, so I need to go this way. Oh, here we go. I grab that blueberry bush. You're going to get some knowledge points every time you find something new. And you also get a lot of the plants give plant fibers, which, as you saw already, are fairly useful items. You can use them to make bandages, to make rope, to make weapons, and also to make some clothing for some of the lighter weight clothing. One of the reasons that I like to collect a lot of plant fibers from flax. Now, right across the bridge here is the village. It tells you that once you get to the village, you need to craft roasted wolf meat and roasted bear meat, which means you need to go into the tavern, which is right here. Go over to this campfire. Now, if you'd gotten any permanent damage, this is where you'd heal that by going rest. But I'm going to go to the cooking pot, and there's all the things you can cook. Now, bear meat is already highlighted, so I'm going to roast the bear meat first. I'm just going to go ahead and roast it all. Only needed to roast 5, but hey. Then you go down to wolf meat. Go ahead and roast it all. I got 13, even though I only needed to roast 5 of that as well. Might as well roast it all. It's a good idea to keep meat and use it for your village later on, because if you get with a group and you try to upgrade a town, there are three things that you need to upgrade the town. You'll find out later on, which are uh, money, proteins, and uh, cereals. Right now, there's supposed to be a third crop, but they have not brought that in yet. So I don't know if they're going to still do that or not. See now, but we can now claim the reward for that next quest. Now, there's an optional quest called Fully Equipped, and then there's a Gear Up quest. Gear Up quest asks you to craft your animal hides and craft hide armor. You're fully equipped, it tells you to wear a full set of any armor. Now, if we look at our inventory, we have 27 animal hides. So we're going to go over to here. And on the crafting bench here, we're going to go to hide armor. And it takes refined or skin leather. So what you got to do is you take those hides, you go to this fleshing rod, you take the animal hides, the raw animal hides, and you take them off using this, and that's how you get animal hide. As you can see, there's other types of animal hide out here, but they also, some of these require other ingredients. As you can see, they're not as simple as just the animal hide. So I've created the animal hide. So now I'm going to go over here to hide armor. And just so you know, you can go in here from your main window and you can create hide armor as well, because it's a starter armor. So go to hide armor. It takes 20 pieces to craft it. I've only got 14 right now. I didn't craft it all, I guess. Nope, I didn't finish crafting it. I moved too soon. It does take at least 20 pieces to make the basic hide armor. Then let's go to hide armor. Create a basic hide armor. And I'm going to go ahead and wear that. So you can go ahead and throw the rustic thing away. Just drag it off your screen there. Now, I do not have enough hides to make a full set of hide, because to do a full set you need a helmet, boots, and gloves. But you just have to wear a full set of armor to get that one quest. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go and make it out of linen. So I'm going to go over here. You can do this, like I said, on your main craft menu, or you can go here, because you can also process other types of cloth. And you take those plant fibers and turn them into linen weave. Just like you did for the bandages. What we need is a total of just 30. So let's see here. I've got 20, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 29, 30. Let's stop it. Okay. I want 30 because when I go over here, I can now go and create a common hood. Common boots. and common bracers. Go ahead and wear those. Once you wear all of those, okay, find it. We've got the fully equipped is, okay, got to wear a full set, so it actually wants to be a set. So I'm going to have to get more plant fiber or more hides. We're going to go ahead and get the plant fiber just because it's going to be quicker for this part. Let's see, there's bound to be some plant fiber over here somewhere. I know if nothing else, there's some potato and blueberry plants and stuff off to the side here. Takes a little longer to collect blueberries than it does potatoes. Now let's see. Okay, we've got enough. Go here, here. We're just gonna go put 20 here. Got an ad break starting soon. Or ad break going on right now, actually. And we're going to just create common clothes, craft. Now the hide armor we made is actually better, but we're going to go ahead and put this on for the quest. Okay. Claim the reward on that. The new quest is a Find Steed. It says rest the bonfires. Now let's see. Find Steed. Craft animal net. Find the horses in the field next to the village. Tame a horse and ride a mount. Okay, so first off, to make a net, you need 5 ropes. So go to ropes. This is why I didn't want to turn them all into linen. Then go to your consumables, and you have an animal net right here. And you craft that, and 5 ropes gives you 10 animal nets. Oh, I finished the gear up one too. I didn't collect for that one. All right, but go here, take your animal nets, and put that on a quick bar. Now we gotta go find a horse. You definitely want a mount to get you around much faster with a mount. Now you can leave the tutorial at any time by going through that glowing portal or by hitting the to close the tutorials, but we're going to go over here because I believe the horses are on this side of the town. Need some blood vein. Ranked up again. Nice. See. I thought the horse was on this side of the tutorial, but there's a horse. Just put the sword over there and throw that, and then you get 2 attempts to tame him for each netting. And you go. I tamed the horse. Now go here. And just like equipment, you equip your horse by right-clicking on it. And then now, if you hit the A button, you'll mount your horse. And I finished a fine steed. Claim the reward. Now we've got the Beastmaster, the Undead Slayer, the Bounty Hunter, and a Warrior's Dawn. To reach rank 5, I'm at rank 4. Memorize a preset containing at least 6 spells, and memorize a talent preset of at least 8 talent, or was it? Yes, 8 talent points. That will, pretty much finish out your time in the tutorial zone. You can collect another horse if you want. You cannot grab stuff while you're on a horse. Now the thing is, tutorial island horses are all very low stat. They all like got 1s and everything. If you look here on my horse, it's got 1 pip in speed, 1 in health, and 1 in status resistance. So it's a very low rank animal. There are 2 other rideable beasts in the game right now. There's a giant bird, kind of like a chocobo from Final Fantasy. And then there's the a wolf. So you can get those 2. And every time you catch another wolf or bird or even horse, you'll get different skins based on which one you catch. I'm trying to get the fox and the rabbit while I'm here. Just unlock them. Okay, there's, like I said, there's a couple of optionals. Okay, these 2 bars here, the 2 half circles, this is your energy. When you run out of energy, you need to rest. And this is your satiety, where you need to eat. So go to your equipment, go to one of those cooked meats, and eat it. Now, it's a good idea to, save meats for the towns and use, other things like berries and stuff to eat. But see, we haven't lost that much. Should actually send my bear with me. I'm gonna head out here. Oops, didn't mean to hit that button. And I actually should be riding a horse. It's a little bit faster. And you cannot fight from a horse either, so I will need to hop off the horse here in a second when I get to the bandit camp. You see the bandits give you a little bit of gold too. You get lots of bandages off the bandits. You said it's a good idea to finish all these guys to 100% before leaving the tutorial, but you want to get to at least rank 5. You wait, hang around for a second, they'll respawn. It's unlimited arrows in this game, so you don't have to worry about that. We're just trying to get to rank 5. beat all the bandits to 100%, you should get your rank 5 easy. I keep accidentally hitting that button. I'm gonna summon my bear back. Got to kill quite a few things to get the level up. Get a bear. Gotta resummon my bear here. Here we go, rank 5. Okay. Let's go over here for a second. Now, go to crafting menu, go to blueprints. You can place a campfire down. You want to place any places of blue. And you need 10 small stones, 5 branches. I may not have enough stones on me, but I don't have enough. I'm going to need to go gather some more. Double check to see what I need. I think it's stones. Yeah, I need 8 stones. I could just go to the town fire, but I'm going to show you guys how to make these fires too. Use the wheel button on your mouse to zoom in and out. Should have enough stones now. I wasn't keeping track. But that was at least 8 more stones. Let's go back up. Get stuck in the Ponjai. Okay. Now, just like down, you can cook meat and you can rest. And it says it wants to do this for at least 6 abilities. So we're going to go ahead and add on here magic missile and wolf summons. What we got here? No, let's see. Let's take power shot and that's probably enough. Let's do an explosion too. Save preset, and it also wants you to do one of these presets. I'm going to go on this track here because up here is extra summoning. They're going to name this in summons. And going to give it that picture. Now click on that one and memorize. And see, anything you already have memorized, you don't have to worry about rememorizing. I like to Do some rearranging here though. That. Let's put power shot there. Let's take the trap, move it over here. Put explosion there. Actually, let's move that there. And then let's take the wolf and put it there. Okay. And see the little arrow. Close the screen. There it is. There we go. Okay, and go ahead and click rewards. Claim rewards. Yes. Now, there's a touch of magic. They want you to go ahead and enchant a piece of armor +1 or more, and enchant a weapon to +1 or more. So that's where what you've gathered recently comes in, because you just gathered some gold. You got about 220 gold, and you gathered some of the primordial residue. So now we're going to go back to town. To the magic shop, which is the one that's got these blue banners on it. Click right here. This is your enchanting table. And you're going to take your equipment, take it off for a second, take the hood off and take the bow off, and go ahead and enchant them. So we're going to take the bow, and I don't have enough money to do that one yet. The hood, go ahead and do the hood. Brings it to +1. Put it on. And go ahead and equip the bow. Gotta go make a little bit more money to enchant the bow for that quest. A little bit more gold. Bandits are about the best way to get gold in this tutorial zone. Need about 200 to enchant your weapon. It's like 158, so we need about another 42 more. I got it in gold now. One or two more. Okay, I've got more than 200 gold, so let's go ahead. Alrighty. Said you really want to go through and get 100% on everything before you leave the tutorial, but you're not by any means required to do so. Nope, I guess it takes more than 200. I can't see the number. It's too hard of a script for me to read at that font color. Probably 300. Okay. Here we go. So I let my pets do most of my killing for me, and I just go around gathering loot. Now let's see what we got for money. Over 300. Now we should be able to do this. I think I've finished all the bandits. Because I just got the bounty hunter quest too. Let's see. There we go. That's a +1 bow. Now I've got that quest done. Now you saw in that one quest that it gave me a reward, which is right here. Normally those show up down here, but in the tutorial they show right here. A Valiant Divine Reward. If you right click on it, you get a random thing, either gold, dust or residue, orbs, or recipes. Claim the Divine Reward, and this one gives me Primal Dust. Okay, now look at the quest log. Got a couple of optional ones left, and then we got the Adventure Begins, which is just use the portal to get out. Now you can do these optional ones too. There's a Beastmaster one where you got to go kill the giant spider, or wait, that's a giant wolf, and the Undead Slayer where you got to kill like a giant spider. Now, those are both down on the other side of the river. I'm not going to go through those this time around because it's been a long enough video as it is for this. So really I just got to go find us the portal now. Just go through the portal and say leave the tutorial. Now you get to choose which planet you want to be on. Do you want to be on Arborea, which is the wildfolk planet, generally more peaceful planet, or do you want to be in Syndesia, the human planet? But now you're able to start in either one. I'm going to start on the human planet this time. Say confirm. Then you got to pick where you're going to start, in the northern or the southern village. I'm going to start in the southern village and hit confirm, and it then reloads you to the next area. And that is the tutorial for Fractured Online post-release. We have now got the game released and a lot of new features on here. Just to let you know, when we get into the depth of the game, PvP is now a voluntary act. You have to actually flag yourself for PvP in order to have things happen, or you enter a zone that's going through one of the God trials and it requires you to go aggressive, but it gives you an option to go aggressive or leave in those areas. Just to let you know, that's how it goes. Remember to support Extra Life, part of the Children's Miracle Network, and come back and see me again for another great video about Fractured Online, PAX Die, Raven Dawn, and other great games. We'll talk to you later, and as always, in the immortal words of Stan Lee, Excelsior, have a great day. Bye-bye.